Today, most mainstream media attention might be focused on the Ukrainian president's wartime visit to the UK. But for me, the most important story by far is the release of the damning Shawcross report into the failing Prevent counter-terrorism programme, which shows warped wokery and political correctness is now directly putting British lives at risk from homegrown Islamist terrorists. That's because officials have become distracted by so-called right-wing extremism, which very often is simply someone sharing a relatively mild view unpalatable with the liberal elite. So Shawcross said the definition for prevent is so broad it has included mildly controversial or provocative forms of mainstream right-wing leaning commentary that have no meaningful connection to terrorism or radicalisation. So while 80% of counter-terrorism police live investigations deal with Islamist terrorism, just 16%, 1/6 that is, 1/6, not 60% of Prevent referrals this last year were related to Islamism. To me, that proves the system is fundamentally broken. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, pledged today to accept all 34 of the Shawcross recommendations and implement them within a year. She explained why powerfully in Parliament in an address that will no doubt make the lefties wince.
Prevent needs major reform. Prevent needs to better understand the threats we face and the ideology underpinning them. MI5 are clear that Islamist terrorism remains our predominant threat, accounting for 75% of their caseload. Yet only 16% of Prevent referrals in 2021-22 were Islamist. Prevent has shown cultural timidity and an institutional hesitancy to tackle Islamism for fear of the charge of Islamophobia. The truth is, there is nothing anti-Muslim about tackling Islamism. And we must continue to work closely with Muslim communities if we are to do so effectively.
Shawcross also rightly pointed out that too often terrorist attacks have been committed by people previously referred to Prevent. In 2014, a teenager called Ali Harbi Ali was referred and discharged after a sole meeting, but he went on to plot a terrorist attack that resulted in the murder of MP David Amess. Then there's the terrorist behind the Parsons Green tube bombing, the terrorist responsible for the 2020 Streatham stabbings, the terrorist who murdered 3 gay men in a Reading park in 2020. All of them were referred to Prevent. The most chilling line from Shawcross today was this: I am concerned that a culture of timidity exists among practitioners in the round when it comes to tackling Islamism. If left as it is, potentially fatal blind spots will emerge and grow. As I've been saying on this show for the past 2 years, if we continue to turn a blind eye to homegrown Islamist terrorism, the biggest terrorist threat to the UK, then sadly I have no doubt many more innocent lives are going to be lost in the years to come.